Live?
Boom. We're live.
We live.
Boom. We're here. Remember this.
Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I hate when that happens, but if I get off, when I try to log back in, it doesn't let me log back in as the moderator. I log back in as just another person on the call, and then that means that it'll end in a few minutes, like after I get back on. So I haven't figured out how to get back in as the actual person hosting the call if I have to get off. So yeah. Anyway, all right. So what were we talking about?
We were discussing the absolute failure that is Multiple Man's Arms and his packaging.
Yes. So let me see if I could screen share this again now. All right. So so yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm concerned because it takes them a while to get around to stuff that we really want, and then if they don't get it right, then we pretty much asked out. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when they're an obscure character, when they're like a C-list, well, now this is it.
Right. So they dropped the ball. I mean, I talked about that when I was sitting down with them, yo, you guys could have put this in a 2-pack. You could have gave us 2 different versions of Multiple Man in a 2-pack, even in a 3-pack. He's had 3 looks, You could put just this figure in a 3-pack and put it up on Hasbro Toy Shop, and that shit would sell like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying? People would buy multiples.
And you know what? Let's just for a moment discard the idea of a pack, just because I'm sure they'd complain about how much people would actually want him.
Right.
Let's keep it to something basic, something they could have done that wouldn't have been anything crazy that needs to be with this figure, and it's those damn arms.
Yep.
You're going to single pack them, you're going to slap us in the face, cool. But are you kidding me with those arms? Literally, in the same display room, you have a Noir with a new arm setup, and you give us this? Come on, man.
He's going to just be a static guy, I guess. He's a statue, not an articulated action figure.
He's going to be one of those people that can't even scratch his own head. He can't even be on the phone. He can't.
It's very, very disappointing, not gonna lie. I mean, I'm glad that they gave us some good assortment of heads, but I would have taken one less head if you could have had both elbows be double jointed. I can't believe that
either that or they could have done some type of swapping thing where you could swap out the arms and he could have his regular arms without the jacket or some shit. You could swap out the arms and pull off the jacket, and then because then that way those swappable arms would have absolutely been double jointed. If it was only single jointed with the coat, all right, no big deal. But if they threw in the extra arms and you could take off the jacket, then that'd be official.
You know what? This is gonna just further validate everyone purchasing multiples of Old Man Logan. I feel as though that everyone's gonna just be purchasing that figure just to crack the torso and pull the arms out.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things, man, where who thought it was cool to do this? Who was let's give them these really big, not only terribly moving arms, but strangely proportioned arms. They had the excuse with what's her name, Elektra, that it was somebody's mistake. Please tell me that this was a mistake that you could still correct, because this is just, come on, man. You made cases of Deadpool and cases of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and cases of other figures in the past. So I'm hoping that gets done with this. But even if we get that, you gave us these shitty arms. We're gonna have to buy 1 million Old Man Logans.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a pain in the ass, man. Jesus Christ! What a terrible mistake. Did anybody give him hell for it at the panel book or at the little round table?
You know what? I feel like I didn't want to be that guy, hogging the interview and shit. But I feel like the other guys in my session weren't really as vocal.
I'll say it 100%. They were not asking the hard hitting questions. They were very soft,
swooning over the figures and shit, and not really really getting in it. This was your opportunity to sit face to face with the people that are making the fucking figures. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be the only one like really going in and shit, like, you know. So I was cool, you know. I asked what I could, and at one point, what you don't see in the video is that I went live from the A.C.B.A. Instagram, and whoever was just online at the time and was able to view it, they got to ask questions. I said, you know what, send them your questions. But I wasn't recording that with my camera, unfortunately. So a bunch of people on Instagram got to ask questions through me. They, you know, they posted it up in the live chat or the live Instagram video, and then I asked them directly. And this was after my camera had stopped recording. So so that was cool. They asked a bunch of questions. They were asking a bunch of questions. The people that saw it live. Let me think about some of the stuff that they asked. They asked about Power Pack. They said they might be open to doing that. They asked about more Fantastic Four characters. They asked about Dragon Man, the updated Dragon Man.
Updated Annihilus would be fantastic too.
Nobody mentioned that, and you know what? I should have thought about that. But
did anybody ask them about that Mr. Fantastic having different arms?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
That was definitely asked.
That was in the video actually. So yeah, he's
definitely. I haven't watched that video yet actually.
He's definitely gonna have regular arms, and they asked about. I asked if they would re-release the figures, the Walgreens exclusive figures, in some other way with different versions down the line, like a regular Sue without her phasing arm and a powered down Johnny. And
yeah, like some sort of like Entertainment Earth thing.
If they are like by any chance, if by the grace of goodness, if they were here right now, please, in the Mr. Fantastic, only thing you need to do is regular arms packed in, pack in a regular arm for Sue, and pack in an unmasked, powered down Johnny head. There you go. You have your Human Torch powered down. You just head swap.
True. Very smart. That and
at the very least, give us that Johnny head.
Seriously.
They could also go to distance and give us a bearded Mr. Fantastic head too.
That way we could get it for the Illuminati and
we're getting a bearded Namor that nobody asked for. You better bearded Reed, man.
True. That was a very confusing head like inclusion. I was like, what the? Okay, all right.
You could have given a screaming head. You could have given us like a smirk, like a haha.
A screaming head would have been perfect.
I have in my hand.
Exactly. Like a screaming head would have been perfect though.
They did say that Thing is going to be a regular single pack figure. That it's an all new sculpt. So I'm interested to do about that. I wanted to press them and ask them if he was like short, stocky Thing, or if they made him like really big, or what. I did not go in on that. I was halfway satisfied that they said he'll be single pack, that we're getting him for sure, and that it was all new sculpt. So I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna see what they do.
Really hope that he's not like Juggernaut size, obviously, but I hope that he's not thin either.
Right. He should be stocky, and he should be like Abomination, basically. The Abomination.
Definitely.
I have Abomination and Juggernaut right next to each other on my desk right now, completely by coincidence. And yeah, I would like that size more.
I mean, even if he's a little bit shorter than A-Bomb, I'm okay with that, but I want him to be wide. I want him to be wide for sure.
Yeah, really wide shouldered.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was a little disappointing to me that Sasquatch wasn't really wide shouldered.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was I'm trying to think of other stuff that people were asking on the fly.
You know what? While he's thinking about that Taskmaster, by the way, I cannot wait. Thankfully,
it looks really good, but the head is like, I don't know, it's like too realistic in my opinion. Because when I think of Taskmaster, I think of like the traditional comic look where the eyes are whited out and stuff. So it's I think that when I get it, I'll probably get 2 of him and then just use like my extra, keep that like just base, but on the one that I want to like actually do displays with, I'm gonna actually like white out the eyes.
I heard people ask about I was seeing some people kind of happy that we were getting Taskmaster, but disappointed that it was on this buck. And you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
Absolutely could have used one of those newer bucks for Taskmaster.
That could have been Bullseye so easily.
Yeah, Bullseye or what? Bullseye, yeah.
Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper size would have been perfect for him.
Or Grim Reaper. Yeah, why this one? And they were just boasting at San Diego. They kept mentioning over and over, like, we're gonna soft retire the Bucky Cat mold, and it's like they just fucking forgot that they even said that.
Right. So it would have been perfect if they put it on a Bullseye mold, for one, because the main thing is because he's got those butterfly joints, and anybody that's will shield shit like that, like, you want that extra range of motion. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You probably gonna see a whole bunch of people swapping the heads from the other Taskmaster on here and doing all types of weirdo shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't wait to see this Taskmaster fight up against like modern characters. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, and then they showed this guy.
the Prowler was fantastic.
Prowler, yeah. So that looks pretty good. Is this the more modern or classic? I don't even know.
It's more of it's like a blend between the two. It's more classic, I would say, though. Just off of the insignia.
How sad is it that you know we talked so much about how big of a disappointment Multiple Man was for many different reasons, and then they find out a way to give us an even runnier shit sandwich, and they give us that Gladiator. Like, come on, man! This is almost the same thing but worse.
I think that what they're probably going to do is that they're going to have like maybe, because I know that people were thinking about like, oh yeah, a Shi'ar 2-pack with like Hoverchair Professor X and Lilandra. I think that if they are going to give us any sort of Shi'ar thing, like an updated Gladiator down the way too. Like it's all really going to depend on what Fox is going to be doing with their movies.
Yeah, right now they kind of seem like they're like semi-limbo right now.
Yeah, it's
all their focus is on Deadpool and what he's gonna do, and
that's why that's why we're having X-Force basically shoved down our proverbial throats. But I'm okay with that.
We're gonna get Cable and Deadpool, and the sequel to that is X-Force. Like, there's just like they threw out the plans for like every other film they had. Like, we'll get to those later.
I should have asked about the issues with the head and neck with the original Gladiator, if it was fixed on this new one that they're gonna put out. I'll ask them at Toy Fair. Hopefully, I'll remember to ask them that at Toy Fair, because if you don't know, a lot of people didn't get the Gladiator from that Thunderbolts box set, by the way. But if you don't know, the head was strange where you couldn't kind of get it in the halfway position going down. Either you had to put it all the way down or all the way up, and you couldn't kind of get it in a half position. It was something weird with the neck peg. Something was wrong with it or whatever. But we talked about Gladiator, and I asked them about Lilandra, if we would get her at some point. And if you guys remember, they teased the Lilandra years ago, like in 2012 or some shit. So it's something that's kind of been on their radar, I suppose, but we'll see what happens. We talked about Professor X. I'm 99.9% certain that we getting Professor X in the hover chair. So, based on their reactions and based on shit
we had someone that's a close friend of a few of us revealed that he was told that there was one coming like 2 years ago and nothing ever came from it. Right. So I hope.
Yep. I can almost guarantee you that if they don't include him in like the new sort of like vehicle series that they're releasing, they're probably going to do exactly what they did with the Spider-Man wave that came out not too long ago, the Vulture Wings and stuff. So it's going to be like a build a vehicle pack, and then you're going to have Professor X as one of the individual figures.
Yeah, that would be great. You know, one thing that I've been hoping that they reveal and that we would see, whether it be for Toys R Us or Entertainment Earth or Amazon, would be, I'm not sure if anybody remembers that they did a giant size X-Men box set for the MU. I would love those exact same characters, but for obviously Marvel Legend. I would love that.
I think that what it's like I just want them to fucking just finish up the Jim Lee shit. Just finish it up because it's like so close yet so far away. It's like I thought that the storm that we were going to get was a Jim Lee storm, and then we end up getting an 80s storm, even though everything else is like 90 centric in the wave,
Yep.
which is like frustrating.
They were
Not to say that I don't want that figure, but like,
they were definitely holding out for Toy Fair. There was a lot of shit that they want to talk about or reveal in Toy Fair. They're you know, spoon feeding us, giving us a little bit at a time here. So you know, they showed 4 figures here that they hadn't showed before, and I think the next event that they're doing is like a UK based event. So they'll probably reveal something there, and then Toy Fair in February 2018, and then they got a big. They got a lot of figures slated for 2018. There's a lot of things coming in 2018. I guess we don't know about a couple of extra exclusives that may be out there, Walmart exclusive or more Walgreens exclusive. So we'll see what happens. But I do definitely agree with you. They need to go ahead and finish out the 90s X-Men team. They talked a little bit about X-Force. I mentioned to them Feral and Boom Boom and other characters from that original 90s team now that they gave us Cable. And speaking of Cable, Mayshelf collector, what is he on Instagram?
Sculptor Shelf.
Sculptor Shelf. He did that head, if I'm not mistaken, right?
He did.
And I see Rob Liefeld, who's a fucking nut on Instagram. Every other post is something about Deadpool. I'm about to unfollow that motherfucker. But he had actually showed the Cable head on his Instagram the other day. I didn't like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just in my own little collector world and shit. But he didn't even like mention that it was a Marvel Legends figure or like I don't know. He just showed a picture of the head and showed a picture of the artwork that it was based on, which seeing them side by side was like, all right, wow, this does look really good though. So that was cool. What else? I'm trying to flip the screen on the screen share instead of on the actual share. All right. Yeah, this Mezco stuff we had already pretty much seen. Well, we didn't see this Spider-Man. This was new, right? The Homecoming Spider-Man. He is actually shorter, but still not short enough in my opinion. I saw that in person.
And he still has a very strange neck.
Yep.
Just like Miles, really weird neck.
I don't care, man. You know, the Mezco collectors is some real, real snobbish kind of motherfuckers. Like, you know, first of all, calm the fuck down. Mezco is not Hot Toys. Sure, it's the higher end of collecting and shit, but it's not fucking Hot Toys. Relax yourself, number one. But I would not buy a Spider-Man Mezco figure, not as of yet. They haven't figured out how to give us a really agile Spider-Man with the cloth clothing. You know what I'm saying? And they still can't get the scale right. They give us a big ass Miles, then they give us a smaller Homecoming Spider-Man that's still not really as small. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna buy a Spider-Man figure that's not gonna do Spider-Man-esque poses, then what the fuck is the point? You know what I'm saying?
Precisely.
Am I mistaken, or did they not have that really impressive Doctor Strange variant figure on display?
They didn't have that on display.
Yeah,
No, they didn't have that one.
And it looks so sick. You know, you have the globe, you have all those accessories, and it was like, well, don't put that out.
The accessories alone are worth the purchase of that figure.
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah,
that figure looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, the globe and all of that stuff is really, really cool. Here's that Wolverine. I don't know what happened with this. I talked about this in my review that I just put up before we went live. But this was slated to come out first, right? Wasn't that
because no one wanted it?
Idea?
No one wanted it. That's why. Look at the trunks. No one wants those trunks.
Right. They pushed this shit back, and then they put out the Tiger Stripe, and you know, everybody obviously jumped on that. But I just still don't like this figure. They modified the shorts a little bit though, right?
A little bit, but they used to be like even longer.
Yeah, they were like actual shorts before.
Yeah,
right?
They were the cargo shorts that he wore in Nam.
He was rocking the compression shorts for those that worked out.
He was on its special John Cena exclusives.
Yeah, that first prototype was horrendous.
Booty.
Emphasis on booty.
So yeah, there was that. They showed Old Man Logan.
Oh god.
So you could see that. I like the head. I like the hat. I'm not sure how I feel about that jacket right now.
It looks straight shit. I'm sorry.
The coat doesn't look that good to me, which is
Yeah, it looked good in production pictures, and then we saw this, and I was like, "What the fuck is up with
Like
that coat?"
and
if
I don't know. Did Old Man? I don't feel like the Old Man Logan coat was a leather coat. They should have just did the same material that they used for the Punisher coat, just in brown, right?
probably.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember it ever being drawn to look leather. It looked kind of gruff, like almost like military-esque fabric, like canvasy.
Right.
yeah.
At the very least. So I don't know why they would do that. So now we're gonna get. I hope they change that, man. I hope they give us a canvas coat just in brown because this look.
And also, if he like bends his elbow in or whatever, like if you try to articulate the arms, the leather is going to go over the hands entirely. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
if you bring his forearm closer to his bicep, that in that position the leather coat is actually going to cover up his hand entirely.
Yeah, I don't like this coat. I'm interested to see how he'll look without the coat on, and I'm interested to see if they fucked around with the scale again. I hope this guy is at least the same size as the Wolverine that they just put out. If this guy is the same height as Punisher and Deadpool, then it's like, yo, you guys are all over the fucking place. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Doesn't make sense.
No,
Like,
I said it. I said it the last time that we had a show too. There is so much of their business that is just all over the place. The fact that almost none of their figures go together. They're all from completely different eras. The fact that they made a Wally West that comes with a Barry Allen head.
that
You know what you should do next is you should give us a Dick Grayson Batman with a Bruce Wayne head too. That would be sick. Oh man, let's get that going.
Oh god, whenever I see that stuff happen in the toy world, I'm just like, dude, who was behind this?
Dude, it takes you a second just to look up like this suit.
Without eyes, but let's give you Barry. Like what?
Come on, man. It's just that they make so many strange decisions that it really is kind of like you wonder if the guy that's in charge of picking them is just like, oh, I like this design, make that,
I
and then
think
they're
that it's
making
like
it.
I think that they're approaching it from like some sort of weird perspective of like, okay, well, we're appeasing multiple fan bases with this, and it's like, no, you're actually not. You're kind of ostracizing me. Like, I
You're,
just want to have a complete figure, not an incomplete figure that appeals to two different, crowds or what have you.
yeah, and you're giving me this like 70s looking Shazam that can't go with literally any other figure you've made. Like it doesn't go with anyone.
Unpopular opinion, Mezco looks like Migos, or not Migos, or whatever that toy line of the 70s was.
When they have unitards, they do, man. It's hard to argue. When
yeah,
they have those
Exactly.
it does look like that. There's a reason why they're like their most impressive figures are the ones that don't have that kind of clothing. They're Punishers, the Red Arrow, the Green Arrow, the Deathstroke that's coming, because they're not
I'm
wearing
telling you, man. When people get their hands on the Mezco Iron Man, the classic Iron Man, I think that they're going to be like, holy shit, this is like the best. And then everyone's going to be like, wow, Mezco did this? I'm so surprised that there was no cloth involved. And it's like, yeah, that's why it's good.
Yeah, the first person that I know that just didn't give a fuck was a Dallas James. He took his Wally West and he took off all the clothes and he showed the body off underneath, and it was unreal. It was like I don't know if you know the figure Synthetic Human. It looked just like that, but just
Oh my gosh.
real quick, two things you just reminded me of. There's a picture of that Iron Man, first of all, but yeah, no cloth, and the shit looks fucking amazing, and I'll definitely that because I have the classic cap, and I want to get a big 3 for Mezco. So hopefully at some point they'll do Thor, which would probably end up being a really nice figure too. But you just reminded me too that I got to kick it with Shane Miller this weekend too. So shout out to Shane. That was one person that I forgot that was with us on Friday night, and he bought the synthetic human, the clear one, and I got to fuck around with it at the table before the food came. And that figure is actually really fucking nice, man.
Yeah, I've never played with a more articulated 6-inch figure than synthetic human.
Yeah, it's cool. And you know what? What's cool about it too, about the clear one, is that you could really use that for so many different things. You could fuck around and do vision, or like, you know, some type of like robots or something for people to fight, and like it's a lot of options with that thing. Or you could use it as a base body for a custom and do whatever the fuck you want to do. But yeah, it's really cool. Funny, I got a picture of that. It'd be nice to bring it up. I don't have a picture of that.
Yeah, I hope somebody at Mezco gets their shit together, starts re-releasing what's actually popular, or making more of what's actually popular, and not picking whatever era that just they feel like making with figures, because it's just such a pain, man.
Oh yeah, I want to say too, real quick on this Wolverine too. I'm looking at the feet, and I could tell that there's no deep ankle pivot on there, man, too. So like they, you know, I talked about that in the review. Like I said, they need to fix that on the figures. I do love the backpack. That looks really good, and
The little Hulk baby.
the little Hulk baby is great. And anybody that wears a leather coat, maybe some of you guys on the West Coast, y'all don't really get to put on leather heavy coats, I guess, too much, but you don't want to fucking put a backpack on top of a leather coat. It's it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. They should have put that coat should have been canvas. But yeah,
Walking through the desert with a leather coat and that backpack.
Backpack.
Wolverine is gonna have the sweatiest back of all time.
So yeah, then they showed this Hulk, which looks very good, but it's a bit on the small side in my opinion. He should have been larger. He's not too much larger than the Thor, which they showed too. That looked very nice. I will say.
Yeah, look at when you compare the backdrops. It is like almost barely taller. Damn.
Right. So this Hulk, I will say, it looked phenomenal. It looked really, really nice. You know, it looks like it's going to be not that articulated, though. As you can see, it looks like a single-jointed elbow.
Single-jointed. Yeah.
And
see, since you saw these in person, what did you think comparison-wise, these two to the SH Figure Arts ones?
You know what? The SH Figure Arts Hulk was very small, too.
That's disappointing, man.
The SH Figure Arts Hulk was small. You know, Figure Arts has been, like, really fucking up with this scaling. So it was small, man. It was too small, but it was nice. It looked pretty good. The way they had him posed was kind of wonky. I guess it was like, you know, a production sample or whatever, but he was too small, man. He was too small. And this guy's too small too, but I do like the look of him a lot. What else? What's this? The Ascending Night Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the Batman nobody asked for version.
Pretty much. So
exactly.
I guess that head sculpt people would be happy about the unmasked head sculpt. I don't know.
Oh, and you know what's great? A Batman that doesn't go with anyone.
Right.
You know what? If they wanted to do that, like that concept of a Batman, at least like if they did it with the very first costume with like the purple gloves, that would have been so much cooler.
Yep. Yeah, and then we got I swear I'm not ripping off Black Panther Batman Beyond. All those lines all over his costume, like Jesus Christ, man.
Well,
yeah.
You know that they could do a Black Panther, so
there you go.
There you go. There's the basic outline. Just get rid of the symbol and put in a necklace, and we got something on.
Pretty much, get rid of the symbol, the belt, and put a different head on him, and done deal.
Yeah, man, this Batman Beyond is just not doing it. I don't know.
This is great. Everybody's gonna be happy about this guy. I'm sure. At least the look of him. I don't know.
Pants.
I don't know.
I was about to say, is he wearing Hanes sweatpants?
I don't know.
This dude is wearing Dickies, man. Come on.
He's out here.
He's got. Oh my god.
So yeah.
I'm off of Mezco. I'm done with them.
Yeah, this looked pretty awful. The Superman.
That neckline. He's got the "my mom stretched out my collar when she almost beat my ass" neckline.
Oh my god.
So this is one that we've been waiting for a minute. They've been pushing this back for months now, and this did not look like the promo pictures really to me. So I don't know. And people really, really want a classic Superman from Mezco, but I don't know that this is gonna be great. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's slated to come out next month. I don't know. This looks amazing.
No cloth.
No cloth, pretty much, except
what a surprise! It looks impressive with no cloth.
Exactly.
Fuck this guy. I don't care about this figure at all. Aquaman.
There we go.
It looks the proportions of this looks a little weird too.
Yeah.
Head's really big, his upper torso, and then he's skip leg there, I guess. I don't know. We already know this is shit because of the C-section scar. And this was new, right? I don't think they showed this before. Joker.
Not with that the coat. I don't believe so. Yeah, so that has to be new.
The last Joker that we saw was the Hot Topic Joker.
Right.
Oh god.
This Catwoman looks pretty cool. Not too bad.
Yeah, that Catwoman doesn't look bad.
More of a skin tight suit.
Yeah, very
tight. Looks alright.
Oh yeah, here we go.
There's Spencer's gifts.
Right.
Oh god. Spencer's gifts.
It was funny. Me and my man G was looking at this. We were both taking pictures at the same time, and he was like, "Damn, I'd buy this just for the teddy bear with the dynamite. I might get that shit. Looks dope."
I can see that being used in Deadpool displays for sure.
Yeah, definitely a lot of different things, but this Joker is shit. I'm sorry, I just don't like the
He looks like a wannabe neo-Nazi that's about to like walk up on like Charlottesville or some shit. Like,
definitely like
no thanks.
That is the official neo-Nazi outfit.
Par for the course, a Joker that doesn't go with anyone.
Right.
Exactly.
Another figure that doesn't go with anything. Come on, man.
Ghostbusters here. They've been showing these off for a while. I'm not sure when they actually come in though. I don't know. These look cool. I think the outfits are a little on the baggy side though. The jumpsuits.
Yeah, I mean,
For
I know that I don't know why I remember Dan Aykroyd's suit in the movie being a little baggy, but I don't remember everybody else's like being particularly baggy.
They gave Dan Aykroyd some room to breathe.
They're
like
he was the chubby dude, so they gave him a little extra, but everybody else's shit so baggy.
Yeah, and they fucked up on Ray too, by the way. I mean, not Ray, Winston.
Oh man, yes.
He looks sick. He looks like he's recovering.
As fuck.
Yeah, he just got out of the house finally, and his wife is starting to talk to him again.
He did the 50-cent vitamin water diet.
Basically.
Oh my god.
So
he won too many juice cleanses.
And Star Trek figures, which are cool.
Oh yeah, those always fit really well because like John said before, it's kind of Mego-ish, so they look really good.
And to lend to your overarching theme here, these actually go together, and that's why they'll probably be good though. Like
exactly.
Ooh, there's people that go together. What a concept!
Right. So yeah, man, Mezco's is hit or miss with me personally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people are eating up everything they're fucking doing, but if I've gotta mod some shit or make some other clothes to really make the figure what I want it to be, then it kind of defeats the fucking purpose.
It doesn't help that their price is steep. For what you're buying, it's steep. And when things go wrong like that, it messes you up. I own Mezco figures. I love what they do. I love the Captain Rogers. I have the Red Arrow, the Green Arrow. I have some of these, and I just think, like you said, there's misses. There's misses. Whether I like these figures that I own or not, there's misses.
No doubt.
So what else is on the docket, Rick?
I think we covered everything. Now it's just left for people to ask questions, I suppose. Or
Take some questions. I'm not gonna hold up too much longer. I gotta do some things over here on this side. So whoever's in the chat, throw your questions down.
Q&A.
It may actually make me remember some things that I forgot to talk about. But yeah, overall, New York Comic Con was great. You know, I didn't even go in every day. I only had an actual ticket for Thursday. I bought a one-day ticket for Thursday because I knew I was going to go. I took off from work that day, and I knew I was going to go to the Hasbro thing in the morning. And I said I'll go straight into the con after that. I set it up perfectly because it was the 8 a.m. Hasbro thing. That was going to be an hour and some change. Con opened at 10. I was there. I was one of the first people in the line for Mezco. I got to get what I wanted and get the shit for other people. And that was it. And Friday, I went in the con, but I didn't have a ticket. I literally just walked in, and and then I didn't go in. I just met up with people the rest of the days and just kind of hung out with people. So for that, it was fine. But if you weren't there on Thursday early as fuck, then you definitely wasn't getting that Wolverine. So unfortunately.
we have a first question. It's from Blade Wilson. He's asking, what is, in our opinion, the best Marvel Legends BAF Hasbro has done?
Blade Wilson, you always saying some crazy shit on my channel. What's the matter with you, Blade Wilson? Not that what you just asked was crazy, but you always be saying some crazy shit. You lucky I did. But what was the question?
Which is
the best half that Hasbro has done?
The best. Say it again. The best what?
The best Build-A-Figure that Hasbro has done.
Oh,
for Marvel Legends.
Oh, Hasbro. That Hasbro's done. I still think Giant Man is one of the best Build-A-Figures ever, any line. But that Hasbro's done.
Yeah.
What y'all think?
Maybe. Shit, that's hard. I mean, even though it's a movie figure, I guess it's kind of impressive for the amount of articulation it does have, considering its size too. The movie Hulkbuster was actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
not the worst.
That was actually a pretty nice figure. And even better was the release of the UK version with the better color scheme too.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was nice.
I have very unpopular favorites. I like a lot the Onslaught.
Oh yeah.
With the proper head.
Definitely.
Yes.
I think a super underrated BAF of theirs is Arnim Zola.
Definitely.
It's a small one, and it's not but it was essential to your collection for your building your entire Marvel universe for 6-inch figures. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that one too.
I thought, although it had some issues, I thought that the Swamp Thing was really good too. I just
You said Swamp Thing?
Oh, what the fuck did I say Swamp Thing for? Giant size Man Thing. Come on.
Man Thing. I got you though. Yeah, Man Thing was very, very nice, and that's one of their more recent ones. Juggernaut was great to me too. Juggernaut was good.
Juggernaut was great. Yeah, absolutely.
Juggernaut seems to be like a little bit on the tall side, but I don't mind it. It's one of those characters where it's like, okay, it really is dependent on artist depiction.
Only thing they could have did with Juggernaut was giving us extra unmasked head. That would have really took that BAF over the top. But
definitely, that would have been cool.
I wouldn't. I don't know if we want to consider Ulick a Build-A-Figure because it is that base that they used for Rhino. Was it Rhino? Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you could say that's a Build-A-Figure, but that Ulick that came in the box set that we just got from SDCC was really, really nice. That's a kind of slept-on figure. So I think that one will go up in popularity and probably value as more supporting Thor characters get released or as we get a definitive classic Thor, too.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, so what else is down there?
All right, we actually have this is like the most people have asked at one time when we do this kind of thing. Colossal Customs is asking, he's asking what figures are in the first Avengers ML's wave. We have no idea.
They kind of talked about some of that stuff. I think that was part of the I think that was in the portion where they were when I was recording live from Instagram. I think they kind of talked about that. But Avengers Wave 1 is early 2018, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure Taskmaster is going to be in there. They're going to reveal that stuff at Toy Fair, so we'll know at Toy Fair for sure who's
I
part.
think that they said that early 2018, first one up is like Lizard Wave, right? And then after that, it's going to be, I believe they said either the Avengers wave or the Black Panther wave right after. I'm
Yes,
not entirely sure about though.
last is the Apocalypse Wave. That's like at the end of
Yeah,
2018. So
yeah. They said fall
that's
for
already
that.
4 waves confirmed, right? We get an Avengers wave, we get the Spidey wave with the Lizard Builder figure, we get
We got
the
Sasquatch, Lizard, Apocalypse, Black Panther, and then Avengers.
yeah. So and then we got Walgreens exclusives coming. We got
Yeah. Ultimate
uh,
Riders.
we got the two Ultimate Riders figures. We got the Mr. Fantastic. We got Thing coming. I don't know if they confirmed Thing for 2018, but I would assume so.
You have the Amazon 5-pack.
Which
Oh yeah, that's later this year.
what's that? What 5-pack?
Or not the 5-pack, the 4-pack, the Defenders one.
Oh yeah.
Defenders box set, right? Okay. There's that. I don't know when this the what's the name is officially dropping. That the all women's pack. Which one is that?
That one
A-Force.
already came out a month ago.
It's already out, but it's like still not hitting stores though. Like it is hitting stores, but very selectively. Like
Not well enough.
Right.
Exactly. Like Toys R Us.
I just bought the She-Hulk from Steve Negron for $20, so that was.
Dude, that's a jug. That's the jug for sure.
Yeah,
It's
when
like
I saw the price, I was like,
figure
man,
I want.
are you kidding me? Yes.
It's like that and then Monica. Those are like the only two figures I really want, but I'm gonna have to buy the whole thing just because.
Yeah, I'm
Like, where the hell are you gonna put the Dazzler? The Dazzler that we got in the X-Men wave, you can't really put her anywhere, so you have to put her with the A-Force team.
Wait, was she actually part of that team in a more modern costume?
She was in that team in her her 70s like roller skate costume.
Really?
Yeah. It's even like on the cover of A-Force #1, but that was like during the Battle Worlds part of Secret Wars.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's cool. What else is down there?
We have a quick question for Poncho. Where's posing ain't easy? From
Oh.
Deadpool 7129.
Coming ambiguous time of soon, I guess.
You heard it here
Poncho,
first. Soon.
But get to doing those reviews of Dragon Ball again, man. I actually enjoy your insight.
Everybody else's Dragon Ball reviews suck, except for Boog.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, I talked about it on the podcast before. Like, I don't know. I just feel like if you're doing those Dragon Ball reviews, like, if you're not doing it within the first week, like,
oh yeah, I get you.
some Ricky Bobby, basically.
Yeah, if you're not first, you're last with these Dragon Ball reviews for real. Like,
yeah, and getting them first is such a costly pain.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I love doing these reviews and I love doing posing and easy. It's just like, after getting like a real job in the field I went.
I know, man. Yeah.
This is hard. Like all the shit I got recently, I haven't even opened. I got a SNES Classic. I haven't even played it yet. So.
I wish there was more games.
It's got Mega Man X. That's all I really give a shit about. So.
Yeah, you know what? It gave me Earthbound on a console that I don't have to download anything. I don't have to pay an insane amount of money for a cart that may not work or be fake.
Quick set. If you ever get one, or if you got one, like that hack that came out for the NES where you could add any game to it, got like upgraded to work with the SNES.
Yeah, I just seen a Twitter update from someone that was like had a video for how to do the SNES hack, and I was like, whoa!
I'm about to slap X2 and X3 on there, like there's no tomorrow. Anyway, posing and easy is coming up.
It's coming back.
I don't know. I have a bunch of clips like recorded. It's just finding time to edit it and whatever.
Just
like
give the old Jamaican soon come soon.
Some people have suggested that like I just do like shorter episodes, but I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
As
I
long as we
mean, you
keep
can even
getting
just start rolling them out in teases.
Yeah, if I do shorter episodes, like roll them out like a lot faster ish, but I just feel like I don't know, like 1 or 2 episodes is kind of weak, especially like you got like shows like Main Course with Boog. He's got like fucking a dozen displays in his stuff, and then you got Al figures videos and stuff like that. Like all the displays in the videos just feel like doing 1 or 2 would just be fucking weak. So I'm trying to be cool like the cool guys.
Hey, man.
Nah, you should do it, man. You should do short episodes. That's all. Just real quick hits. 3-minute video or something like that. Talk about some shit. Make it a variety 3-minute video. Talk about some shit you want to talk about. Talk about Dragon Ball Super. Show a display and be out.
Well,
For real.
they just from the man himself.
boom.
Get in and get out.
And we're not talking about the fictitious restaurant in King of the Hill.
Oh my gosh.
Or I think it's a 7-Eleven store. Radioactive Poser is asking, are you ever going to have people like Dave Castle or Beast Customs on the podcast? I feel like that would be cool. Guess what, Radioactive Poser? Dave Castle is a good friend of a lot of people on this podcast, so that is absolutely doable.
Yeah, you know what? That's been our plan in the relaunch of doing this, is really getting more active and more streamlined with doing the podcast and actually having guests on and like really taking this shit more seriously, because we just be kind of willy-nilly when we come on the podcast, but we want to be more consistent. We want to be more structured, and we do want to have a guest like every other time or something like that. So yeah, definitely. And like Rick said, Dave is my boy, so that's definitely our people. So yeah.
Yeah,
Customizers in general, though, any customizers, sure. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in the world of collecting or in the community that is a top influencer, we definitely want to have them on. So yeah.
Yeah, and please, as much as you can, start giving us names that you want to see on here, man. We can keep making these assumptions just because we're friends with people or we know certain people. But if you want somebody that's on here, dude, the only way we're going to know is if you tell us. So just like he said right now, he wanted Dave Castle, Beast Customs. You just move those guys to the top of our list because you said that you wanted it, not because we just randomly are friends with someone and we're like, let's get him on.
Boom, boom.
All right. Next question.
All right. Next question was from A.V. Vasti. He was asking if we ever plan on doing art galleries from different A.C.B.A. artists in different states.
Well, we've done a little testing like that once before, but yeah, I mean, sky's the limit with that type of stuff. I do think that that would be something that we want to do down the line as far as really pushing the brand and pushing this culture out into the mainstream. So yeah, it's a possibility. But for things like that to happen, we always say, as far as posting in a group is concerned, you don't need the best camera or the best equipment. You could kind of do a lot of things with great lighting and stuff like that. But when it comes to a gallery or putting out pieces like that, then you absolutely have to be shooting in the highest resolution as possible. So we
can basically not allow anyone that uses a phone to enter.
Pretty much.
It doesn't come out right. It's even if on the screen it doesn't look bad, when it's blown up, when it's in high definition, a tangible picture, it's gonna show that it's a phone.
Right. So there's that's something to think about. I'm not one for trying to push somebody to spend astronomical amounts of money to take photos or whatever. But I mean, it's your hobby. It's on you. Like, it's on you as to how much money you want to throw down for any one particular thing. But me, I'll be frugal as fuck.
You and me both, man. Uncanny Assassin is asking, what other Army Builder 2-packs do you want? And before we answer that guy Blade Wilson replied saying that he was just a kid, and that's why maybe his comments sound strange.
All right, Blade Wilson.
You get a pass for being under.
Even during your I'm sorry to interject, but during your interview with the Hasbro reps, you were even talking about these different 2-packs. So you covered AIM.
Yep.
You covered Shield. I mean, we even during this, yeah, exactly. You covered Hellfire as well. And then you also talked about the Lilandra and Professor X 2-pack.
Yeah, they kind of laughed at that, but but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be dope though. If you know, they're always thinking. You know, we're in one mindset. We're thinking about just what we want because we collectors and we just thirsty. But they're
Of
thinking
course.
about their profit margin, and that's understandable. They're thinking about whether or not the typical person that walks into a store and just sees it would buy it, and not just the hardcore collector. So we got to keep that in mind and keep that in consideration. And you know, but as hardcore Marvel fans and collectors, we could be kind of like selfish and insensitive to the fact that Hasbro is a company and they still gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, make money and
Yeah, they're a business.
right. So, you know, everything that we want or ideas that we have is not going to necessarily fly as far as their business model is concerned all the time. But yeah, to answer the question, they absolutely, they could have did multiple man, no question about it. Who else? I don't know what other 2-packs would be good.
In a 2-pack, give us like just to round out Giant X-Men or Giant Size X-Men, Nightcrawler and Colossus or something, or
Right.
Banshee.
Or they could do. I mean, honestly, they could have did this Wolverine with a Nightcrawler and did like
Yeah,
Friends 2-pack or some shit like that, because you
they
know,
would have done numbers with that shit too. Oh my god.
because
Oh
we're gonna want Wolverine. They're gonna want any Wolverine on that buck, and a
yeah,
Nightcrawler, a new Nightcrawler, only or exclusive to that set. That set would be flying off the fucking shelves.
exactly.
So maybe that's an idea. Friends or lovers 2-packs or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
Kind of like Mattel's Mad Love 2-pack, except with figures that don't suck.
Right? Pretty much.
Exactly. Like a Black Panther and a Storm 2-pack. That would be dope.
Yep. That's absolutely a possibility.
And they could even give us the classic Storm to fit in with that Giant Size X-Men. So that's an easy way to finish off that team, because we're actually not that far off, especially with the Dark Phoenix 2-pack from Toys R Us that I still haven't gotten, sadly.
Same here, man.
In fact,
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't think we far off from getting a Black Panther and Storm 2-pack. I think that's something that they actually might do. That would make sense.
I was actually surprised that they were going to do a 2-pack for Black Panther, but I was more surprised when I saw that it was Claw and Shuri of all the characters. I was like, whoa, really? Okay.
Yeah, okay, now you're opening it so we don't have to have a main name in a 2-pack.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? That Claw and Shuri 2-pack is money, man. And
That mold that it's on, sign me the fuck up.
they put
For real.
it looks like the bullseye buck. So they can
Yeah.
do it for fucking Claw, but they can't do it for
Taskmaster?
Shit
we go.
doesn't make sense. But
You know, I would really like in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it would be a weird pack, but I would want it would be like a new Nova with the Skrull or like a Kree or something like that. But then I guess you would run into the problem of having just a bunch of Novas.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
would that be terrible? I guess you could. Well, you know, I guess the Nova cores are like.
You know what? If you add another head,
they're different.
Yeah, they cut.
Yeah, if you include a head.
So a lot different though. So many different. It's, you know, it's like Green Lantern. So it's.
Yeah, they're just all wearing blue suits with the three rings on it and whatnot.
I think it's safe to say that we're going to get like the next one that's up, since they just gave us the Hydra. I'm fairly certain that they're going to do the same for Shield. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah.
So we're going to get like a larger Shield agent.
No Captain Britain head, please.
Yeah, for real. Please, no. That
it was a stretch the first time. Don't do it again.
Exactly.
No, we don't want no Ares head. We don't want none of that.
I mean, I think that they'll probably give us the Ares head. I would be surprised if they give us the nuke head, though. But I mean, you never know. You might have like a really angry soldier that's, you know, really, really. I don't know. It was kind of weird, but it looks good for like if you head swap it with like Venom for an Eddie Brock. Not gonna lie.
True. All right. Next question.
Next question is shit. I just accidentally scrolled down. Can Storm Collectibles make Marvel versus Capcom 2-pack figures. That'd be a question you'd have to ask Storm Collectibles.
Please no.
I hope not.
Yeah, please no.
At the Zangief on sale at the con too. That's a fucking really nice.
I mean, it's one of those. You could do that yourself with Bandai. You could basically just do it yourself. Hold off on Marvel vs. Capcom until we get a game that doesn't look horrible.
Yeah, Infinite's not that good, man.
Yeah, no way.
It's like
visually at the very least, it's no good.
Dude, Cap's look in that game, oh boy. I mean, it's perfect for like if you're doing like Reveltech displays and stuff, because like the Reveltech exaggerated sort of posture and just vanilla look to them sort of fits what MVCI is kind of going for, but like I don't know, man. It's not very appealing. The dude is super top heavy. It's like Rob Liefeld on his good shit.
Real quick, this new Dragon Ball game that's coming out, what's it called?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
It's incredible.
It's coming on all platforms?
It's PlayStation 4, Xbox One X, or is it Xbox One? I don't know. Is it Xbox One X or okay? Yeah, just one. And then I don't think it's coming out on the Wii, but I might be wrong about that.
No plans right now for Switch.
Okay. It's coming out on the PC.
No, PC also. So.
Okay.
I have the most expensive version possible to buy on pre-order. I can't wait for it.
Hell yeah, me too.
Boom! I'm high-fiving you right now, friend.
That fighting engine, oh man, that engine alone, money.
Cry at night. I was just thinking about the day that I have it in my hands.
Anytime that you're able to get linked up with Guilty Gear developers, like, thank you very much. Say no more. Guilty Gear 2, oh man.
Sign us up. Cerrone Games is asking a question. I've not seen anybody mention this, but he said, "Did you guys hear about retailers being mad at Hasbro for changing ethnicity and gender of characters, MCU movies that differ from comics?"
Retailers.
No. I mean, they do. What they changed ethnicity of, except like maybe like one or two characters.
I mean, this Sif that just came out, that Thor and Sif 2-pack, but I don't see why retailers would be even giving a fuck about that either. I don't see that. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a sketch, man. That sounds like somebody just making something up.
No, it was real.
Really?
It was during a Q&A at Comic-Con. And
what?
I don't know if they were retailers. I can't remember, but there was one dude that spoke out about how he didn't like that people were changing ethnicities, and they didn't like that they're making some characters gay and stuff like that. And then a bunch of other dudes were like, "Oh, hey, wait a minute, I don't like that either." And like it just turned like a big shit show apparently.
Really? But does that relate to? I know that those conversations have been had, but does that relate to the figures?
I think it was during a figure panel.
Oh God.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if they want to, it sounds like they should probably just go to Charlottesville, man. Like if that's how you feel, if that's how you're feeling, man, just there's a trip to Charlottesville.
Shine up your greatest Make America Great Again hat.
Yeah, that's.
Put on your hunter's vest and go to Charlottesville.
Like, nigga, this is about. Excuse my language, but like, come on, man. Like, this is about action figures. Like, we don't need to get into quote unquote identity politics right now. Like, I just want to zone out and look at neat action figure things. Although I absolutely can't stand movie figures.
I would like to see some footage from that shit. That's like I said.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
Cerrone Games, if you have it, post it somewhere where any of us would see it, because we would love to see somebody make a fool out of themselves in front of everyone and look like a racist shit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's videos, but like apparently it is right. It was retailer. It was a Marvel retailer only panel at New York Comic Con.
Oh my gosh.
That must have been pretty embarrassing for the people running the panel, though, to even have to like deal with that shit.
Yeah, what they have done, I don't know how. Like, they must have just been frozen when it happened. Like, what the fuck do we do? They're inciting racism and bigotry, and they're putting down gay people all at once. Fuck. Don't associate us with Marvel. We don't like these guys. They're not our fans. Get them out of here.
It's like the thing.
3-pack.
But it's like the thing that people seemingly have just been throwing at like the current Marvel stories nowadays is that, oh, it's SJW Avengers. It's so lame. But like some of the best storylines for specifically Sam Wilson have occurred during the last year, and I feel as though that like that's been glossed over entirely. Ultimates has been fucking amazing, and no one's reading it.
Word.
You know, so it's just like I feel as though that it's these types that are like, I don't see color, I don't see black and white, I only see gray. Those types specifically are, one, ridiculous, and
they're
two,
they're the ones getting triggered, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're the snowflakes. That's the thing. So it's like you're missing out on good storylines, and if you're only going to reduce these characters to, oh well, if they were, you know, really interesting, then they wouldn't even have to borrow the mantle of someone that's already pre-established. Other people will just buy their books if they came under a different name. Bullshit. Like no one is going to buy, you know, Falcon #1. Like, let's be honest. They've tried it in the past, and the sales have been shit. So
Look,
it's like
this is the deal, really. Like, the white man has been represented a lot. You understand?
exactly.
Throughout
Exactly.
everything. So, you know, it's about time that somebody who is not a Caucasian male can have somebody to identify with across everything, you know, across
And
pop culture. You know, that's really all it boils down to and shit. And it's like, yo, I'm a grown up, you know, I'm damn near 40 years old, but like I'm just now starting to see people that look like me represented in a good positive light throughout, you know, different genres and stuff. So like, you know, that's what it is.
You know, I'm 26, and I'm only now starting to get Hispanic characters in comic books.
Right. All
and
of
the
that.
thing is that like what's so damn refreshing about this is that we as people of color are no longer seeing ourselves as sidekicks. We're not sidekicks to the white guy.
Right.
We're actually the leader. That's like, whoa. It's like they can't resonate to it because they've experienced, you know, the norm of having a white male superhero in a position of power the entire time. So it's like, of course you're not going to like this because you're seeing yourself lose or being demoted.
Mhm.
So it's like,
Listen, man,
think of it that way.
Yeah,
It's
and
just a good
further-
story.
Got a billion stories already.
the further away we get from the fact that all we had before was Bane, the better. That was all
For
we
real.
had was Bane.
The guy that was juicing up and was able to, you know, sort of run a cartel. Like that's stereotypical as shit.
Yeah, of course he's in an impoverished South American company ruling with an iron dictatorship fist.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's not new.
I like having Sam Wilson be the leader of the Avengers. I like having Luke Cage step into leadership roles. All of this stuff is refreshing to me. If you don't like it,
you
then
mentioned
that's fine.
You mentioned Ultimates with Black
Blue
Panther,
Marvel and Black Panther.
you know, being shown as very strong leader people that are also not just the black brute. They're also very intelligent too. So that's pretty important.
Look, man,
Exactly.
nobody misses Ted Cord as Beetle, okay? Nobody misses
This
him.
is so true. I'm sorry, but it's very
Nobody
true.
misses that guy, okay? Jaime Reyes is perfectly fine where he's at, and it makes the power up that the character itself got was great with the suit and the Beetle and whatnot, and
It made the lore all the more interesting.
Yeah, what's the other chick's name that's on the Ultimate? The Hispanic chick.
America.
Yeah, so that's dope. That's crazy. So, you know, all of that stuff. But yeah, we spent a
got
lot
Ms.
of time on
Marvel, got Miles Morales. Like, man, it's about damn time more than why can't they go back? It's about damn time.
work.
No, I mean, I'm so pissed off with Disney XD for renaming Miles Morales from Spider-Man to Kid Arachnid. I'm so
It's
pissed
the
off
most
about that.
cringe name I've ever heard.
That's literally the dumbest fucking name that you possibly could have come up with for
I didn't
one
know
of the.
about this. Really? On
Oh
the
yeah,
TV show?
yeah, Kid Arachnid.
Everybody's hoping that it doesn't translate to the books.
Yo, that's hilarious. Oh man,
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's
it's like a
bad.
bad like rapper name from that universe or something. Like it's funny.
And
Yeah.
they made Craven look like semi cable.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Like a
oh god.
metal arm. He wears lion's feet.
this,
And he
this show
literally
is so shit.
and he
I s-
literally looks at the camera and goes, "I'm craving knowledge."
Stop.
oh my
Wow.
god.
I'm dead
Was
serious.
was it were all of these episodes directed by Joel Schumacher of Batman and Robin fame?
He said, "I'm
Exactly.
craving
That's when he pulled
knowledge."
out his bat camera and his
Oh
Batman.
god.
That's retarded.
Oh
All right,
Jesus.
take the next question. We got sidetracked there for a minute. But,
All right. Next question. This is a good question for you, Boog. Eric Eisner is asking, what's the next theme for the cutout packs?
um, we are we are playing with the idea of a Fantastic Four themed pack, and finally a Star Wars themed pack.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Do you have like any sort of like ideas for cutouts sort of locked in right now, or is it all still very much so?
We definitely have some of the Fantastic Four phrases locked in, and we're not 100% decided on how we're going to do the Star Wars thing. We were thinking about doing it how we did the X-Men and where it was like half and half. Which one was that? It was like X-Men and was it Deadpool? No, it was X-Men. Oh, we did the X-Men villains and heroes pack
Ah,
so we're thinking about doing it like, Fantastic Four / Star Wars thing at the same time. Not that they really even like in the same vein, but we're just trying to get out two things that have been requested a lot at the same time, basically.
so I
Uh,
would assume that it's Clobbering Time and Flame On would be included in this
no question
pack.
about it.
Yeah. All right.
No question about it. So that and somebody came up. Oh, it was Day. Shout out to Day Johnson. He said that we should do kick me sign as one of the cutouts for Johnny, for Johnny to put on thing and whatever, whatever.
That would be lovely.
I thought that was pretty dope. So something in the vein of their sort of like uh, friendly sort of pranking each other type thing. So maybe two things we could do with that: the kick me and maybe something else that we could figure out. And that reminds me, shout out to John Connor who had a dope ass pick like a month or so ago with thing opening a gift and getting a pie in the face from Johnny and shit. He had a picture for that. That was dope. So yeah, so that's the plan for that. Next question.
Yeah, next question is, when is Photo Combat happening? It's good to
Yeah,
address.
Photo Combat / World Tournament. We're not sure what's gonna happen, which one we're gonna do. I'm leaning towards us just doing Photo Combat and maybe taking a break from the World Tournament this year and just doing Photo Combat as the next competition. But we haven't decided yet. I want to do Photo Combat. I think Photo Combat is easier to get filled up and it's easier to get people like newcomers to try that as opposed to the World Tournament, which needs some fine tuning as far as how we put out the rules and stuff like that, and making it more streamlined and more easier for people to understand and follow the rules, and so there's no problems there. But Photo Combat, that structure is pretty straightforward. Um, so yeah, I think Photo Combat is what we're leaning towards doing, and hopefully we'll have some news for that in the next couple of weeks.
All right, boom. There's that question just knocked right out of the damn park. Sweggy Spoder is asking, what happened to the recent Bucky Cat mold not moving back? Is there anything Hasbro can do? I tell you, that's what happens when you use a mold too much. Things like that stop working.
Not
Yeah.
moving back? What you mean?
I guess he says that it's not crunching back anymore
Oh, on some of his older figures, it's just
on
few.
the newer ones.
Oh, I got you.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if this is entirely like accurate to what's happening with the Bucky Cat mold, but yeah, like over time, a base for a figure will end up, or whatever they call it, a mold will end up deteriorating over time. So if the mold itself is flawed and then they're doing everything out of that mold, then yeah, all of the products are going to be affected.
Right.
Boom.
But remember that question, and remember that when we put up this Q&A post, to put that up. I'm sure we'll get a ton of questions to ask, but that's going to be a couple months. Is like I said, Toy Fair is not until February, so just remember that. Write it down and make sure.
Welcome to Deathlock asked, what is more likely, an updated Mr. Sinister in an SDCC exclusive box set, or in a X-Men themed Bath Wave?
Hey, you know what? I think we're still, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're still missing a figure from the Deadpool wave.
Let me see, because I have it all written down. So they've announced 6 out of that Sasquatch wave. So they have Deadpool, Cable, Domino, X-23, Deathlock, and then Paladin.
Right. So I think, if I remember correctly, they were insinuating that there was still one more figure to be announced from that wave. And I say that because maybe it's Mr. Sinister. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if that really kind of lends to that. I guess Mr. Sinister will really show up more in an X-Men themed wave or whatever, but I don't know. We don't know who that last figure is from the Deadpool wave. I do believe there's supposed to be 7 for that wave. So we could look forward to finding out, I guess, at Toy Fair.
It just seems so weird that they would like leave that out.
I think they would do him as a Bath, honestly. I don't know.
I think Mr. Sinister could be single packed.
Yo, he definitely could, but I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, if we could single pack Strife.
Yeah, Hasbro's. Yeah. They could just be all over the place sometimes. So,
Dean Miller posted another thing to add about what we were talking about earlier, John. It's not only was Bane a dictator, he was running some sort of cartel, but the poor son of a bitch was born and raised in a prison.
Yeah, so there you go. There you go. But we want more of that, though. We want more of that here in America. Good God.
Everybody else is. Why can't we just leave people alone? Oh yeah, somebody made a cool idea for a 2-pack. A Toad and a Pyro.
Oh, what?
That would be interesting.
That would be great.
We definitely need an updated Toad that is highly articulated. No question about it.
Yeah, please. That is long overdue.
Long overdue for an updated Toad, and a new Pyro would be great too. The old Toy Biz Pyro still holds up as an okay figure if you're posing him, but
yeah, and for some reason he's not made of like the harder plastic. He's like very soft.
You know what? We need that classic Brotherhood team. We need Pyro. We need Toad, Avalanche. We need Mystique.
Before we even get to that, can we get a fucking classic Quicksilver, please? That isn't like the Hasbro one. Can we please? Because like that is an eyesore of a figure.
No, it's no good.
And then while you're at it, give us another Scarlet Witch. I don't care if it's already been done. Give us a new one because that previous one is terrible.
I mean, it was so bad that when it first came out, everybody was buying it, and then after everybody left it.
It's so terrible. Like she can't even stand up, and then when she does stand up, it's like way too tall. So why would I have that?
Yeah, it's no good.
That's a 2-pack. There you go. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Another 2-pack. Boom.
Hunico Espino is asking Punisher van for new Riders line. I think Boog asked White that. Boog, what did you get when you asked White?
Definitely did. He seemed pretty receptive to it. His eyes kind of lit up how they do.
I did not think of this.
I could see the wheels turning in his mind and shit. And I mentioned it again to these guys this past weekend too. And I told them the same thing. I said, I mentioned it to Dwight, but I think that Marvel collectors would be highly receptive to more vehicles and stuff, just like the Black Series is doing. They're putting out those vehicles, and Black Series collectors are absolutely buying them. So anything that would, go along with the Marvel figures. I mentioned to them the Fantastic Four car. They could do that. I mentioned the Punisher van, And then I also like kind of jokingly mentioned that they could even include Professor X in that series, you know, in that Riders series or whatever, and do him with the hover chair. So, and I don't know. I think, you know, I honestly think a lot of shit that we like kind of like half joked about, they're gonna fucking do straight up.
Oh yeah, everything that they go like, we've not thought of that before. You just like, okay,
Just
sure, friend.
give me a motherfucking credit somewhere on the box, Hasbro. Just put a little Book Nice credit on.
Put it in the credits, yeah, right next to the parental advisories of choking on it under the 5. Put Boog's name.
Sure. Come
Put a
on.
link to his channel. I think the last question we have here is any news on a Puck re-release or redo?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't ask that, but that's definitely something that we should get. We need them to update Puck how they did Rocket Raccoon and this.
Puck sucks.
You know, yeah,
We
because
need a new Puck. We need a new Guardian. We need, God, man, we need a lot of figures for Alpha Flight.
a nicely articulated Puck figure that's pretty much the same size as the one that we got in as a small builder figure would be awesome, man.
Yeah, man. No more hit monkeys, please.
Yeah, please no.
The funny thing is, Hitmonkey is at least articulated as much as Puck should have been. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah, how you do one small one well, and then the other one you kind of just shit on it.
Right, hey, man. It's the same logic with Multiple Men and Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, terrible decision.
This Chucky bitch is flames. All right, let's take one more question, and I gotta run down.
Okay, this is a good last question right here from Uncanny Assassin. Thoughts on getting animal character packs like a Lockjaw, Cosmo, etc., etc.?
That's a good question. You should remember that and send it through.
I think that if anything, Lockjaw.
We actually talk about Lockjaw though. I don't remember if that was in the video, but we definitely talked about Lockjaw at some point there.
If it was during your live or if it was in the video itself.
We were pretty much all in agreement. The people from the different outlets were all in agreement that we should get that we need a nice Lockjaw. Their rebuttal was that the Lockjaw that we got and that box set that they put out a couple years ago was nice. I'm like, nah, fuck that. But
the one that doesn't even scale with 6-inch.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, nah, we need a nicely, perfectly scaled Lockjaw since we get in Medusa and an updated Black Bolt. I did ask them about more Inhumans characters too.
And they just fixed the fucking wings. Oh my god, that ruins the figure.
They should have made they give us the extra heads and stuff for this new figure, but they don't make it where you couldn't remove
the wings. So, yeah. You did it. They did it for Spider-Woman in that Avengers Thanos wave.
And they recently did it for the movie Spider-Man.
Exactly. So how can you not do it for Black Bolt? Like, oh, dude, it's so annoying because it's like it's one of the most important characters in the Marvel lore. He's an important character.
And when
I would like him to.
When he's standing normally, he looks like he's doing some sort of funky chicken.
Exactly. So it's like, what? Why do they do this, man? But it's whatever.
All right. So on that note, I think we're gonna get up out of here for tonight. This was a rather long session. We had 2 sessions, I guess. So we almost on 3 hours right now. Anyway, I gotta run out of here for a few minutes. I
have to do the same thing. They were just on my ass. Like, are you done with your thing yet?
Right. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Please check out the my Mezco Wolverine review, which was put up a couple hours before we started live streaming. Please follow Articulated Comic Book Art on Instagram. We are going to be doing a drawing for the Mezco Wolverine. So look for that information maybe to pop up late tonight or tomorrow, so you can get involved in that. The current cutout pack is still on sale right now. The link to order that should be in the description of this video. If not, it's definitely in the description of the Mezco Wolverine video. And thanks for hanging out. If you want on Instagram, it's Boog _A.C.B.A. And it's on y'all. Do your plugs.
I'll go. I'm Poncheezy. All my stuff is Poncheezy, PANCHEEZEY. I'm most active on Instagram as well. If I ever do stuff on YouTube, it'll be put on Instagram. And that's basically it. Also, by the way, Boog, your Wolverine review doesn't have the word Wolverine in the title.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Mezco Toys 112 Collective.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Review.
No Wolverine or review present.
That's hilarious. All right, I don't know what happened there. I'll fix that right now.
Thanks for that, Ponchesi. My name on Instagram is just RickDom2345. You can follow me there, or Facebook at any of the millions of toy groups that exist.
And I suppose you can follow me on Instagram at ENDTERNET. I am actually going to start posting again after a little bit of a hiatus to get my life in order. Everything is good now. I'm in a new place. It's great. I love it. And yeah, I'm going to be doing toy photography too now. So you'll see me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And
thank you.
So yeah, thanks for reminding us that we need to bring some more guests on and stuff. So that's something that we'll definitely be putting a schedule together for in the near future. So definitely keep coming and hanging out with us. And thanks for tuning in. So until next time, peace.
Peace.